Good evening, everyone. Is the screen clear to you? Is the screen clear to you? Okay, fine. So today's class, I'll do two things. The plan of the class is like this. First would be to solve questions based on cubes, and there is no particular sheet for this. The second one is because all the type of questions I'll be doing here in the class itself, you can refer to the class. There are only 2 to 3 type of questions here. That's why I have not planned any sheet, because you can make only 2 to 3 questions, and then you can keep on changing the same question here and there. And second would be direction based questions. So in direction based question, there are questions on find directions, and then you have questions on the basis of distance calculation, and then you have questions on the basis of angles, so angle based questions. Now I'm starting with the first type of questions, which is um, question based on cubes. Now please try to understand what do I mean by question based on cubes. Now I'm giving directly a question, and the question is, there is a 3 into 3 into 3 type of cube, and this cube is cut into smaller cubes of size 1 into 1 into 1. Now all 6 faces of the cubes are painted. Then find out how many cubes are one side painted, two side painted, three sides painted, and no sides painted. This is the question. Now, how many of you want me to do this question? Before telling you the answer, And how many of you want to attempt this question and then want me to explain the question? Okay, fine, you attempt it. I give you time to attempt it. Yeah, I'm giving you time to attempt it. Don't worry. Attempt it. Okay, so should I solve it? Okay, so I'm solving now. What I have done is I've drawn a particular cube on the screen now. When you draw, first let me calculate how many cubes, smaller cubes are possible. So first calculation is number of smaller cubes. So try to understand, if 3 into 3 into 3 cube is there, so total volume would be 7. Now volume of, this is volume of bigger cube, volume of smaller cubes would be 1 into 1 into 1, which is 1. So number of cubes would be equal to volume of bigger cubes divided by volume of smaller cubes, which is 27 divided by 1, that is equal to 27. So there would be total 27 smaller cubes. Now, if there are total 27 smaller cubes, I have to understand how many of them would be three-side painted or more than three-side painted or something like that. Please try to understand. Look at this portion, this corner of the cube. So corner of the cube, there are three sides. You look at here, this cube. This particular cube would be three-side painted. This will be one left side, this is front side, and this top side would be printed. So all corners, this corner 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so 8 corner cubes would be three sides painted. Now, how many of them would be two-side painted? So try to understand. Two-side painted means common to two surfaces. Common to two surfaces means any particular cube which is falling on the edge, like this cube here, the cube in between these two corner cubes. This cube would be two-sided. So one on the top and one on the front. So all the cubes, the rule is, try to understand, corner cubes three-sided, cubes on edges like this cube would be, a certain portion of this cube would be on the top and this is on the front. So top and front, this is painted and this is painted, so two-sided painted. So cubes on edges would be two sides painted. Third is cubes on surfaces, that would be one side painted. And fourth would be cubes inside the bigger cube, that would be zero side painted. Just write it down, I am explaining everything. Have you written it? Just let me know once you have written it down. Is the screen not clear to you guys? Okay, fine. Is it clear now? Okay. So now look at here. How do I solve this question? If it is a 3:3:3 type, I take one surface. I know that. Just let me make a. So always the first step is to take one surface. In a cube, how many surfaces would be there? In a cube or cuboid, 12 edges, 6 surfaces, 8 corners are there. So try to understand. These are 3-side penteds, the corner ones. The one on edges are 2-side pented. So 2, 2, 2, 2. And these are 1-side pented. Now this is the story of one surface. So try to understand. 3-side pented would be 8 because there are 8 corners. 2 sides pented would be, count the number of edges. Remember, whatever I am saying, for 2 sides pented, count the number of sides or edges, whatever you call it, in the cube or cuboid. The second step is calculate or count the smaller cubes on one edge except corner cubes. So here, if I take this particular edge, except corner cubes, how many cubes are there? Only one cube is there. So it means that per edge, one cube is 2 sides painted. So there are 12 edges. So 2 sides painted would be 12 cubes. So this comes out to be how much? 12. Now one side painted, remove 3 sides and 2 sides. So only one cube is left out. on one surface, and there are six surfaces. So one side painted would be 1 on one surface multiplied by 6. This gives me 6 cubes. Now total how many cubes? Three side painted are 8, two sides painted are 12, one side painted are 6. This comes out to be 26. So out of 27 smaller cubes, out of 27 smaller cubes, 26 I have counted. So zero side painted would be 27 minus 26, that comes out to be 1. So this is your answer. Just note it down. If you have any doubt, ask me. Okay, I hope you have written this. I'm giving you another question. The question is, I have a 5 into 5 into 5 cube painted on all 6 surfaces. Then cut into smaller pieces of 1 is to 1 is to 1. Find the number of cubes which have 3 sides painted, 2 sides painted, 1 side painted, and 0 side painted. So I've got a few answers, not only 7, 8 answers out of 19 people. So I'll wait for few more answers. So I have made a 5 into 5. One surface I have made. You also make one surface to identify what is happening around. So one surface, try to understand in any kind of cube, three side painted would be corner cubes. So three side painted would be corner cubes. So this would be three side painted. I'm sorry, let me use another color. This would be three side painted. This would be three side painted, and this would be three side painted. So and four cubes on the other corner. So total it will be 8 cubes. Now two side painted, I told count number of cubes on one edge. I am taking this particular edge and I am counting total number of cubes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I also told that don't count the corner cube. So this cube I'll not count, this cube I'll not count. 1, 2, 3 cubes are two sides painted. Would be 3 cubes on one edge. So that would be equal to 3 into 12, 36 cubes. Then I have one side painted. So try to understand. I am cutting these cubes because they are two side painted. So all the cubes on edges would be cut down because they are two sides painted. So how many cubes are left out for one side painted? For one side painted, for one side painted, on one surface there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cubes. On one surface, 9 cubes are there. So on 6 surfaces, it would be 9 into 6, 54 cubes. And one side painted or zero side painted would be, so let me count, total smaller cubes would be, total small cubes would be equal to 5 into 5 into 5 divided by 1 into 1 into 1, which is equal to 125. Now if it is equal to 125, let's count. So three sides painted are 8, two side painted are here, look at here, 36, one side painted are 54, so which comes out to be how much? 98. So zero side painted would be 125 minus 98, that is equal to 27. So this is the answer. Most of you are getting this right. So I will solve one more question on this basis, one or two more questions. So let's take a bigger cube, 7 into 7 into 7 cube, find the same thing. Okay, I've got a few answers. I'll wait for a few more answers. Okay, most of you have given me the answers. Now try to understand. So, it is something like this. So, I have bifurcations like this, and something like this. If you make one surface, you get clarity. and then I give you a generalistic formula for this. Why I didn't give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So now we have, so this is 3-side pented. So 3-side pented remains 8. Now number of smaller cubes are equal to 7 into 7 into 7 divided by 1 into 1 into 1, which is 343. Two sides painted would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On one edge there are 5, so 5 into 12, that comes out to be 60. Now you remove this, 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 and this. So this comes out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there are 5 lines like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 25 on one surface. So one sides would be 25 into 12, 300. So total, sorry, 25 into 6, I'm sorry. 25 into 6, it will be 125. So 3 sides painted are 8, 2 sides are equal to 60, 1 sides are equal to 125. So how much it comes? I'm doing calculation mistake again and again. So 25 into 6 is 150. So this is nothing but 150. So how much it comes? It comes out to be 150 plus 60 is 210, plus 8 is 218. So this is 150 plus 60, this is 218. So 0 sides painted would be 343 minus 218. This gives me a value of 125. Now I'm giving you a generalistic formula. Write it down. 3-side painted are eight, which is on corners. 2 sides painted are whatever are, you try to understand. When it was 3 into 3 into 3, what I did, I made this and I separated like this. So I removed corner ones. How much I got? I got 1. When it was 5 into 5 into 5, I made 5 like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I removed these two, and I take 1, 2, 3. So what is happening is, whatever kind of cube it is, if it is 3 into 3 into 3 side, I am removing the corner cubes. So I am reducing 2 from here. Similarly, if it is 5 into 5 into 5, I am removing 2 from one edge. So how much I am getting? 3 on one edge. If it was 7 into 7 into 7, if you look at this, if it was 7 into 7 into 7, how many edges I got on 2? So 7 minus 2, I got 5. So what is happening is, from each side, so try to understand, it would be 12 into n minus 2, where n is size of one edge of cube. Now one side painted would be You look at here, again I'm going back to the previous one. If this is 7 into 7, from one side I am removing this, from this side I am removing 1. So it means from length, if this is length, from length I am removing 2 sides. So this becomes, length becomes L is equal to n minus 2. And from width, if this is my width, B, so from B also I am removing 2, the upper one and the lower one. So B becomes how much? N minus 2. So on one surface, how many cubes I am getting? I am getting n minus 2 into n minus 2 cubes. So try to understand, it would be, one side painted would be 6 multiplied by n minus 2 into n minus 2. Why 6 multiplied? Because n minus 2 into n minus 2 you are getting on one cube, and you multiply it with 6. Now 0 side painted would be n minus 2 cube. So you see here, in 3 side painted, 0 side painted came out to be 1. So it became 3 minus 2. So 1 cube. In 5 side painted, it came out to be 27. You check your answer. So it was 5 minus 2 cube, which is 3 cube. That's why it came out to be 27. Then it came out to be 7 minus 2 cube, which is 5 cube. That is equal to 125. So it will be n minus 2 cube. So that would be your answer for this kind of question. Now if somebody asks you, what for cuboid? So I'm giving you one question, or let me give you generalistic formula for cuboid. So cuboid, what happens? The volume is not n into n into n, it becomes L into B into H. So what will happen on different sides? This is L, this is B, this is L, this is B, this is H. So here different number of cubes are there, here different number of cubes are there, here different number of cubes are there. But what happens? 3 side painted would be 8. 2 sides painted would be, what I was doing in cube, if you have written down the formula in cube, I did 12 into n minus 2. So it would not be 12 into n minus 2. It would be, try to understand, 4 sides would be for length, 4 sides would be for width, and 4 sides would be for height. Let me make it for you so that you can understand it. So this is L1, this is length 2, this is length 3, this is length 4, this is width B1, this is B2, this is, no, this is H1, sorry, this is H2, this is H3, and this is length 4. And width is what? So width is, this is B1, this is B2, this is B3, and this is B4. I'm not saying this, so I'm saying this, L1 is equal to L2 is equal to L3 is equal to L4. I'm just showing you that there are 4 sides which are for length. Then B1 is equal to B2 is equal to B3 is equal to B4, which is B. And then H1 is equal to H2 is equal to H3 is equal to H4, which is equal to H. So what is happening here? Or for 2 sides painted, from length also I'll reduce 2 cubes which are on corner. From width I'll reduce 2 cubes which are on corner. And from height I'll remove 2 cubes which are on corner. So it becomes 4 into L minus 2 plus 4 into B minus 2 plus 4 into H minus 2. So it comes out to be 4 into L plus B plus H minus 6. This is your answer for two sides painted. Now let me do it for one side painted. So one side painted, I have already told you that it would be when it will be, see, there would be three kind of combinations, and three kind of combinations would be, first combination would be L into B, second combination would be B into H, third combination would be H into L, and for each combination I'll have two surfaces. So total six surfaces I'll have. So you look at here, what I'm trying to say, see this combination where the pointer is there, this combination is L into H. Similarly, the back one would be L into H. Now this upper one is L into B, lower one is L into B. So two like that. And this right and left one is H into B kind of surface. Now what happens on L into B kind of surface? How many cubes I'll have smaller cubes? So I reduce 2 from length and 2 from width. So L minus 2 into B minus 2, and two surfaces are there, so I multiply it with 2. Similarly, B minus 2, H minus 2, two surfaces are there, I multiply it with 2, and then 2 into H minus 2, L minus 2. So one side painted would be equal to 2 L minus 2 into B minus 2 plus B minus 2 into H minus 2 plus H minus 2 into L minus 2. That's the value. That is what you have to get. And zero side painted would be, I'm writing here in the corner, L minus 2 multiplied by B minus 2 multiplied by H minus 2. This would be zero side painted. So that's your generalistic value. Okay, so now let me, have you written it all? Just let me know. Did you all understand it? Okay, great. Fine. So let's do one thing. Let's move to another topic. And which is directions. So direction sense, perhaps we all know this is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. Now one thing properly we should look at is that you have to focus on left and right properly. So if I am saying that, for an example, that a person is going towards east. So he is going in this direction. And then he takes right. Now I am standing here like this. One person standing like this. So what would be right? This would be my right hand and this would be my left hand. So which side I should move? This side I should move. This is the right. So put your face on this side. Just assume that you are facing this side. Your right would be this, your left would be this. Most of the people who get these kind of questions wrong are enforced, sorry, are I mean, they are the people who do mistake it while taking left and right from east, west, north, south, and all these things. So try to understand that whenever you are taking directions, make sure that you doubly check it, and after checking it, make sure that you draw the diagram properly. So this kind of question, the second instruction that I want to give you, that don't solve it in mind, do draw the direction diagram on your copy and then solve it. Don't solve it in your brain. People tend to make mistake in while doing that. So now what I do is I give you few questions to solve so that you can understand. Just give me a moment. Okay, before I move with the question, please understand this. The one thing which I didn't discuss was, apart from north south direction, north south east west direction, there are other angles which are talked about. So the angle based question would be on the basis of northeast. Now when somebody is saying you northeast, you please assume that this angle is 45 degrees. Now then, until and unless some angle has been mentioned, like 30-degree east of north. So if I'm saying you 30-degree east of north, so this is my north, and from here I make 30 degrees towards east. East is which direction? This direction. So 30 degrees towards east, this particular angle would be 30 degree. So until and unless somebody is giving me some kind of angle, there is no necessity to assume any random angle. If northeast has been given, I will take 45 degree. Similarly for southeast, I'll take this 45 degrees. This becomes my northwest, and this becomes my southwest. So this is the one thing that you have to take. Okay, now write down a question. I'm orating this question. Please write it down. And the question is, two NCC groups, A and B. A is facing east and B is facing west. Sorry. Yes, east and west. Now, what are the directions given to them? The directions given to them are, please understand, left turn. The first direction is left turn. Then second is about turn, and about turn is nothing but U turn. Third direction is right turn, and fourth is again left turn. Now you have to tell, now finally in which direction A and B are facing respectively. Okay, I have got few answers. Okay, please try to understand here that if I draw this north south direction like this, so what is happening? A is facing east like this, and B is facing west like this. If I do it for one, automatically the other one would be opposite because they are taking the same kind of turn. The first turn is left. So if first turn is left, so left means from east they'll start facing north. Now second turn is, let me check, I just forgot it. Second turn is about turn. Okay, about turn means if they are facing north, they'll start facing south. So this is my first turn, this is my second turn. The third turn is right turn. So right turn from here would be, if they are facing south, somebody is facing south, this is right. So right turn is this. So which is this direction? This direction is west. And then they are taking left turn. So from here, from west, left turn would again be what? This side, which is south. So this particular guy, A would be facing south. So A faces in which direction? This is my third turn, this is my fourth turn. In fourth turn, A is facing south. So if A is facing south, no need to do it for B. B will face north because they were in opposite direction and same turns are taken. So this is your answer. Now let me move to another question. So second question is, you go north, then first turn right, then second turn again right, and third turn is left. Then tell me in which direction you are going now. So the answer over here is, if I'm going north, the right would be this direction. So this is my first turn. Again I take right, it means that I go in this direction. And then I take left. So if I'm going south here, and from south I have to take left. So south, this is right and this is left. So again I come back to this direction. Now try to understand, this second right and left are cancelling themselves. If you go right and left, then whichever direction you have been going in the first move, the same direction you will be going. So if the person was going north, now it will go east. So answer is east here. So I have a few questions. Just solve those questions, and then perhaps we will wrap up the session. So these are the questions. There are 11 questions. Just solve first two questions. Whenever you are answering, answer with the question number so that I can come to know which question you are answering. Okay, a lot of you are saying first answer is A. So let me just check the answer. So Rohit walked 25 meters towards south. So suppose this is he's starting from origin. This is A. So 25 meters in south. Then he turned left. So this would be left, and he's walking 20 meters. So this is B. He then turned to his left. So this would be left. And then he walked 25 meters. So he came down 25 meters. He is going up by 25 meters. And then he turned right and walked for 15 meters. So this distance is how much? 20 meters. And then he is turning right and going 15 meters. So first he is traveling in east direction, and from origin he is 35, 20 plus 15, 35 meters east. So this is my answer. So option A is my answer. Now solve question number 2. So second answer, a lot of you are saying it's B. So village Q is to the north of village P. So suppose this is village P. So village Q would be here to the north. Village R is to the east of village Q. So village R would be somewhere here. The village S is to the left of village P. So village S would be here. In which direction village S with respect to village R? So which direction this is? This direction is southwest direction. That's why the answer is B. Now let's do another questions. Question number 3 and 4. Question number 3, what is the answer you are giving? Most of you are giving answer 3A. So Radha moves towards southeast east at a distance of 7 kilometers. So southeast. So let me make this. This is origin, this is A, 7 kilometers. Then she moves towards west and travels a distance of 14 kilometers. So west would be this direction. So then she is going west and she is reaching this point to B, and this distance is 14 kilometers. From here, she moves towards northwest. Northwest means this direction, which is again 7 kilometers from here. Finally, she moves 4 kilometers towards the east. So this comes out to be 4 kilometers. How far she is now from the starting point? The answer is A. Why? Because if you look at this, the directions, the southeast directions and northwest directions here would be parallel lines, and they are of equal length. And this line, which is west and east, would also be parallel. So if I match C and O from here, if CO is matched, then I'll get a parallelogram. In parallelogram, opposite sides are, suppose this is B point, opposite sides are parallel and equal. So if this side is completely of 14 kilometers and I have traveled 4 kilometer already, I am left out with 10 kilometers. So answer would be 10 kilometers. Question number 4. Question number 4 also most of you are saying me 4B. So a river flows from west to east. So this is west to east. And on the west turns left and goes into semicircle round a hillock. So a river flows from west to east and on the west turns left and on the west turns left, goes in a semicircle. This is the semicircle around a hillock. So semicircle would be somewhere here, and then turns left at a right angle. Which answer you guys are giving me? You are giving me answer of have I done something wrong? Let me just check. A river flows west to east and on the west turns left and goes in the semicircle, the hillock, and on the west, this side, turns left and goes in the semicircle like this, and then take left. Okay, semicircle would be like this, and then turns left. Okay, understood. So something like this and like this. So it goes in the east direction. Okay, so that's why you are giving me B answer. So this is going in the east direction. Now solve question number 5. No, 4C is not the right answer. 4B is the right answer. I made 3/4 quarter of the circle. That's why it came wrong. Those who are not understanding, the semicircle would be like this. And from here, left is east. So that is why this question answer was east. Question number 5, what's the answer? Question number 5, you guys are giving me answer 5A, a lot of you. So Raju walks a distance of 3 kilometers towards north. So Raju is walking 3 kilometers. 1 second. 3 kilometers towards north. So OA. Then he turns to his left, walks 2 kilometers. He reaches B. Then he turns to his left. So this is 3. And then again 3 kilometers. So he's coming at the same level of O. So C and O are at same level. So this is 3. At this point, he turns to his left and walks for 3 kilometers. So left would be this direction and walks for 3 kilometer in here. So this is 2 kilometer. He is 1 kilometer from O. So answer would be 5A, which is 1 kilometer. Now let's solve question 6 and 7. Okay, what are the two answers you have been giving me? 6A and 7A. Both of them you are giving me A only. So 6A and 7A is right. And most of you have done it right, so I'm not doing it. Let's go to question number 8 and 9. What is the answer you have been giving me? Question number 8, I'm getting a lot of different answers. Okay, I'll solve question number 8. Give me the answer of question number 9. 8B is a wrong answer, I think. Okay, let me solve question number 8 for you. If southeast is called east, so try to understand. This is east, this is north, south, west. So southeast is called east. Now this becomes east. This is southeast. This is called east now. Northwest is called west. So obviously, northwest would be called west, exactly opposite to it. And southwest is called south. So what is happening in clockwise direction? I am shifting my directions by 45 degree. So east becomes southwest, southeast, west becomes northwest becomes west. So 45 direction in 45 in this thing in clockwise direction. So what would be north called? North will also go in 45 degrees. So this is northeast. Now north will become, this will become north. So answer is B. So those who are giving answer B, they are right. I'm sorry, I thought I read the question wrong, so that's why I thought to be this is not 8B is the right answer. Question number 9. 9, all of you are giving me answer A, so I'm not solving it. A is a right answer. Solve question number 10 and 11 and then let us wrap up the session. Okay, let me check your answers. Question number 10, a lot of you are saying B, one of you have said A. 10B is, let me check. Reena walked from A to B in the east 10 feet. So A to B is in the east 10 feet. She then turned right, so this is right, and walked 3 feet. So 3 feet. This is C. She again turned right and walks 14 feet far from A. So this is 14 feet. So this is 10 feet. This is how much? 4 feet from here. So this is D and this is E. And this is how much? 3 feet. So how far from here? This A to E is a right angle triangle here. This length is 3 and this is 4. So under root 3 square plus 4 square, that comes out to be how much? Under root 25, which is 5. So C is 5 feet away. So that's the answer. One morning after sunrise, Suresh was standing facing a pole. The shadow of the pole fell exactly to the right. To which direction he was facing? So try to understand, if there is a pole standing here and if it is a sunrise, so light would be coming from east, from this direction, and the shadow would be falling on west direction. So shadow would be somewhere here in the west direction. And shadow, if shadow is in west direction and Suresh is seeing it to the right, it means that Suresh is facing this direction south, because right of south is west. So Suresh is facing what? South. So both of these answers are B. That's how you can solve it. So I'm done with this sheet. Now what I do is I give you a homework. Write down your homework. There is only one question for homework, and that is a cuboid, or let's say two questions. A cuboid of side 7 into 6 into 5, painted all sides, all 6 surfaces. Then one, count, and then cut into 1 into 1 into 1. So then count 3 side painted, 2 side painted, 1 side painted, 0 side painted. So this is your first homework. Second homework is, suppose you have a cube of 6 into 6 into 6. Again, all sides painted, all surfaces painted, and then you have 1 into 1 into 1 cutting. Same you have to find here also. So two questions I have written on the board. Please solve it, and let's meet another time. So thank you so much for joining the session. Okay, thank you so much for joining the session. See you next time. Thank you.